What's up, guys? This is Marcus from Perspective Sports, and welcome to NFL Sunday Pick'em, where I'll go through and pick every game from Sunday to Monday. And we are in Week 6, and let's dive right into it. At first, we have the underachieving Cincinnati Bengals, who currently sit at 2-3 on the season, against the red-hot New England Patriots, who looked great last week, and Tom Brady's return. Brady threw for 406 yards to go along with 3 touchdowns against the Cleveland Browns, and it's kind of hard to pick against the angry Tom Brady and a very talented Patriots team. I'm going Patriots 35, Bengals 20. Up next, we have the Baltimore Ravens, who may be the worst team with a winning record right now. They've just been unimpressive all season long, struggling to beat the teams like the Cleveland Browns and the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're 22nd in total points per game. They have an average rush game, average pass game. It's just an overall average team. And the New York Giants are no better, but this one's going to be a toss-up, but I'm going Giants 30, Ravens 26. Up next, we have the Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints. And this is a huge game for the Panthers, not just because Cam Newton is returning from his concussion, but the team currently sits at 1-4 and 0-2 in the division. They cannot afford, I repeat, cannot afford to drop this game in New Orleans. Take a look at this stat. There's only been 2 teams in league history to start 1-5 and continue and proceed to make the playoffs in the same season. And that was the 1970 Bengals team and last year's Kansas City Chiefs team that finished 11-1 the rest of the season. And it's hard to imagine the Panthers can do that when they still have to face teams such as the Arizona Cardinals, Kansas City Chiefs, travel to Seattle to play the Seahawks, and the Atlanta Falcons looming late in the season. But I do think the Panthers will pick up the slack and defeat the New Orleans Saints by a score of 27-18. Up next, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are traveling to Miami to face the Dolphins. And there's not much to say here. The Pittsburgh Steelers will just outmatch the Dolphins. I'm going Steelers 38-10. Up next, we have the San Francisco 49ers at the Buffalo Bills. Quarterback Colin Kaepernick finally gets the nod from head coach Chip Kelly after restructuring his contract with the 49ers. And the 49ers will still stink. Remember, it's the same Colin Kaepernick that lost his job to Blaine Gabbert in training camp. And expecting Colin Kaepernick, who still has yet to throw a pass this season, which means he'll still be rusty, to even put up average stats against a stout Buffalo Bills defense is just unrealistic. Bills win this one easily, 27-6. Up next, we have the Los Angeles Rams at the Detroit Lions. And this is an intriguing matchup because I can't really tell if the Rams are a good, bad, or average team currently sitting at 3-2 with 2 huge wins over division foes, the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. But then again, they got shut out by a horrid San Fran team 28-0 and got their butts handed to them by the Buffalo Bills last week. And against the below average Lions team who just handed the Eagles their first loss of the season by a score of 24-23. This game is going to be a good one. I go Lions 19, Rams 16. Up next, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Washington Redskins. And in the NFC East, every division game counts, and this matchup is prime time. And actually may hold more weight than expected come week 16 and 17 when teams are scrapping for the division and ultimately the playoffs. The Redskins quarterback Kirk Cousins has looked average at best this season, throwing for 7 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, and is currently 20th in QB passer rating. His decision making has been costly to say the least for the Redskins this season. And just take a second to ponder this stat. The Redskins are dead last when it comes to scoring touchdowns in the red zone. And think about this number. They are 35% when it comes to scoring touchdowns in the red zone. And ladies and gentlemen, you can't win football games scoring touchdowns in the red zone at 35%. And playing an Eagles team that has looked pretty good this season, knocking off the Steelers for one in a 34-3 beatdown. Carson Wentz has looked phenomenal and looking like the future of the NFL right now. I don't want to jump the gun and overreact, but he's been playing very disciplined and not scoring the football against this Eagles team that can put up a lot of points at any given week. It's going to be hard to pick the Redskins over the Eagles. I'm going Eagles 38, Redskins 17. Up next, we have an AFC West clash between the Kansas City Chiefs, who travel to Oakland to face the Oakland Raiders. This is going to be a good one. Derek Carr versus Alex Smith going against 2 very good defenses. This is going to be one of those games where kickers earn their paychecks. I'm going Chiefs 24, Raiders 21. Up next, we have the game of the week, in my opinion. That's the Atlanta Falcons, who travel out west to face the Seattle Seahawks. Statistically, the best quarterback in football right now, Matt Ryan, who has over 12 touchdowns for a plus 1,700 yards and is second in total QBR this season. and he will go out to Seattle and face the number 3 defense in football right now, only allowing 13.5 points per game and only 184 total yards per game. This may be a surprise, but I'm going Falcons over Seahawks 20-14 in overtime. Up next, we have the Dallas Cowboys, who travel out to Green Bay, Wisconsin to face the Green Bay Packers. Dak Prescott faces his first real test of the season. The Packers are going to force Prescott to throw the ball. Green Bay has the number 1 rush defense in football, only allowing 43 yards per game. And if they can keep rookie sensation Ezekiel Elliott obsolete throughout the game, on top of no Dez Bryant for the Dallas Cowboys, as far as right now, he'll be in a lot of trouble in Lambeau. And to make things a lot harder for the Cowboys, the Packers still have Aaron Rodgers, who despite struggling, still has 9 touchdowns on the season and can turn the heat up at any given time. I'm going Packers 34, Cowboys 19. Up next, we have a Sunday night showdown in the AFC South as the Indianapolis Colts travel to play the Houston Texans. And this is a must-win for Andrew Luck and the Colts. In the division that strongly resembles the NFC East, where literally every division game counts, the Colts cannot afford to lose this game. The Colts currently sit at 2-3 and 0-1 in the division. The Colts may very well have the toughest remaining schedule after Week 7, where they'll face teams such as the Green Bay Packers, Pittsburgh Steelers, Kansas City Chiefs, Minnesota Vikings, and the Oakland Raiders during that span, meaning the Colts will and must play with a sense of urgency this week, as the Texans have the worst scoring offense in the NFL, only putting up about 16 points per game. This should finally be a matchup where the Colts defense can take advantage of, so to speak. I'm taking Indy 20-17. And as a little bonus, we're going into Monday night where the New York Jets travel out west to play the Arizona Cardinals. And this game will pretty much be all Arizona throughout. This could be a game where Arizona finally finds its rhythm for the season, facing statistically the worst quarterback in football in the NFL right now, Ryan Fitzpatrick, who has thrown 10 interceptions this season, and facing a defense that is allowing over 27 points per game. An overall favorable matchup for the Cardinals. I have the Cardinals winning this one in a blowout, 40-13. Well, there you guys have it for the NFL Sunday Pick'em. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Marcus. I'll see you next time.